Hi guys. Hey, this is going to be a short one. I don't have a lot of time. I have a green screen behind me so you can see that. I can make myself be on a beach or wherever I want to go. I want to tell you about a dream that I had and God's direction or instruction about the dream. In this dream, I was on a coastline. I could see like an ocean, and I was like a street away from it. So I was on a second-story building looking at the ocean, and I was with some other leaders, and I looked out the window and I saw waves starting to come in. And they were coming in kind of like, not like a huge tsunami, like a great big overtaking wave. It was more like the waves just kept coming, right? And I could see that it was compromising the buildings across the street and the foundation of them. And also it was igniting, and when it was igniting fires, I could see that that people were eating. They were eating in a restaurant, and they kept eating. They were unaware of the fires. They were unaware of the danger of things that were happening. And it was happening pretty consistently over and over again. And I was thinking, I was in this building and I thought, okay, we need to find a way to get out of here. And so that we can, get to safety. And then that was pretty much the end of the dream. And I thought, this thing is coming. Okay, there's waves that are coming. And remember, in the Bible, it talks about, Jesus talked about the analogy of the house that's built on the rock, on the foundation, and one that's built on the sand. And I was thinking about it. It didn't say, oh, if the storm comes, it says when the storm comes. So here's what I'm telling you. Here's what I think God's doing. He's right now positioning us. He's doing two things. He's positioning us in a place where our foundations are settled, and we're not gonna have to be rescued. We'll be able to help rescue. Okay, so we're not going to be the ones that need help. We're going to be the ones that offer help. Okay, so that's really where all of this is going, and we're going to be able to get to people who are unaware. That's what I thought. Is it's just a casual unawareness or indifference of people that are just going about everyday life, and they're not even conscious of the fact that there's fire outside the window, that there's water coming, and it's getting ready to collapse the building of where they're eating, right? And then I saw this. I saw that God was putting rods, and this means authority, rods or staffs in the hands of people that were an uncompromising army. That basically the only thing we're looking at, we all have the opportunity to look horizontally. We all have the opportunity to look at everything that comes out. This thing's happening, that thing's happening, or whatever, but God's telling us to look from the top down. That's what he wants us to do. And with that is going to come the authority. And when we have that rod in our hand and we step into, this is where we are right now as a church. We have to step into the authority now that God gave us, Jesus gave us. He gave us the authority, told us to occupy until he comes, and that's what we're doing. And with this rod or this staff that was in our hand, it had to do with taking authority over any situation you find yourself in. So that means that you have the authority to shift it, to change it, to see Jesus get in your boat. He is already in your boat, but he's going to give you instruction in the moment of what you need to do in order to take the authority. He's already given you that. And now how to exercise it. How do you navigate it forward? How do you become the lifeboat for others who are unaware, or they haven't been taught, or they haven't been trained, or maybe they're brand new coming in and they just don't know. They just don't see things happening. And so this talks about anything. I mean, you could apply this to a storm, like a tornado. I'm living in Texas. I'm telling you, tornadoes come up. They're unpredictable. You don't even know where they're going to land, what's going to happen, what's going on. All you know is that I have actually spoken to the storm. I was coming home, this hasn't been that long ago, maybe a year ago, and there was tornadoes, sirens going off, everything was going off, and I was driving my car, and I saw this huge black storm. I think I even posted it on my website, on my Facebook page, and I was like, I'm driving my car and I'm going to get home, and this thing is going to have to dissipate. It's going to have to separate itself from any kind of destruction. And I spoke to it. I know this sounds weird, but I don't care. I do this everywhere I go, so get used to it. I spoke to the storm and commanded it to stop. And I'm telling you, I am not joking. A whole area of clear, like blue sky, opened up in the midst of that storm. And it was almost as if I had a tunnel to go through in order to get to my house and get to the my garage. And when I got home, I looked, and the whole storm had separated. It had dismantled. It had stopped. It didn't do any. There was no tornado. And I mean, I'm talking, they were saying there's more than one, there's several of them, there's tornado sirens going off, people were taking shelter, the alarms in our homes were going off, all kinds of things. And I'm not going to say that, yeah, well, it was me, I just had the authority. I think a lot of us probably spoke to that thing and said, you're not coming here. You're not bringing destruction. And for me, it worked out. It worked out. It literally stopped forming, and it separated, and I had a clear path in order to get myself home. And when I saw on the horizon, because we have a real clear view of the west, I saw, and it was separating. It was just separating. So I believe it was a sign for me. Okay, I'm in training too, and I'm learning how to take my authority too, and I'm learning how to step up into the authority that Jesus gave me, and I'm learning how to occupy every place I go until he comes, and I'm learning how to be a partaker of that divine nature, and I'm learning how to keep my eyes set on him, and I'm learning how not to be disturbed by every single thing that comes across the news, or who did this, or what's going on, or anything else. And it's like I am literally training myself, and God is training me. Look, I'm going to show you things. I'm going to make you be a help instead of one that needs to be helped in a time of difficulty or things that are breaking out all around. You're going to have an answer of peace. You're going to have an answer of escape. God makes a way of escape. He always makes a way of escape. That's just who he is. It's his nature. And so we get to now begin to see him that way. God told me first of the year, or maybe it was a year ago, first of the year, he said, you've got to start living from the top down. You've got to start living from you're seated with me in heavenly places. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And that's more important than what anybody else is doing. What is God doing? What is he doing? And when we find out what he's doing, we go right along with it. We come into agreement, we come into alignment, and God will cause crooked places to be straight, rough places to be smooth. He's going to protect us. He's going to send out the angel armies. He's going to direct us in every situation that we may find ourselves. And so this is where we are. If you want to know if we had a compass, or we had a clock, or we had some sort of instruction on where are we, like you go to Six Flags and there's the big red circle that says you are here, right? Because you get lost. And you are here. Here's the red circle, here's the arrow, and what it's saying is find your authority. Find the authority. Find your authority. Get the rod and the staff in your hand. Take authority over your situations, no matter what they are, because God's in agreement with you about that. When you agree with him and his word, that he owns a cattle on 1,000 hills and all the gold and silver thereof, that you've never seen the righteous forsaken or his seed out begging bread. When you see that he's got you covered, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. When you see these things, and you know these things, and you know that he's surrounded you, he told you, fear not. Don't be in fear. I'm with you. Don't be dismayed. I'm your God. So when we get to know that thing and we begin to move into that place, there's nothing impossible for us. We have way shorted God on his power. We have shorted him. I love what Bobby Connor says. He's a friend, and I've heard him say it a million times. He said, we have become way too familiar with a God we hardly know. So in Ephesians 3:20, it says, eye hasn't seen, ear heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men what God has in store for us. So that's our place. Step into your authority. Take it. do what we have to do, you know, and speak to the clouds, speak to the storm. Jesus did it. He spoke to the storm, told it to stop, knock it off, and it did. It obeyed him. People were astounded. Well, this is the kind of thing we're going to start moving in. The other thing I want to tell you is I had a lot of comments and a lot of shares. It seemed like I had around 85,000 views, I guess, on the last video. People were saying, you're a false prophet. Well, I never call myself a prophet. You know, I'm not a prophet. I'm a soul winner, and he who wins souls is wise, by the way. Okay? But I do have a prophetic gift, and I see that, and I understand things, and I know things, and I get prophetic dreams from God because he told me that I would. So, you know, and if you don't like it, you're not my audience. I love you, but you're just not my audience. So I'm training up an army of people who want to go with God and do what he does, and live the way he does, and see what's going on. Because I've got way too much invested in this, and there's too much to lose if we don't step into the authority that he's given us. So, all right. Quickly, I just did a thing on Elijah Fire. You want to go on YouTube and look at that. It's a 2-hour interview. I thought it was going to be 40 minutes. It ended up being like 2 hours or something. It's long, but still, you can hear a lot of things that we've done, outreaches and different things where we've gone. Pray for our team at Burning Man this year. We've got another team going out. There are a lot of people that came with me the first time, and they're out at Burning Man for the week, and they're going to be available to God to see him bring people in and allow them to experience Jesus for the first time. And I've got many different events coming up. You can go on my website, cindymcgill.org, cindymcgill.org. Make sure that it's .org, and you can order my book, Words at Work. You can order the Dream Book, the Dream Journal. We still have some t-shirts and some wristbands. You want to read about the wristbands, and you can order them. And they're really great icebreakers. They help you get into all kinds of places, and they're great for outreach. We've got some outreaches planned. We're getting ready to do, and training. If you want to do a learn and launch, make sure and get a hold of me, and we can try and set that up for your area. We try and come to you. We like to do them in person, and also I think that's about it. I'm working on another book. Please pray for me that I get it out. Because it's going to have a lot of other good information and things in there that we just learned over the years. We didn't know what we were doing when we first started going to Burning Man and to the pagan festivals, the New Age festivals, the gay pride events, and to the porn convention. I had no idea, no instruction. There was no blueprint. There was nothing that told me what to do. I just had to go in and listen to him, and he told me what to do, and I did that. And then we I'm raising up an army now of people who want to go, and they're bold, and they don't care, and they're not going to listen to other people. The Bible tells us that we hear the voice of the good shepherd, and the voice of another we don't listen to. How often do we ever obey that? We need to obey that a whole lot more now. All right, I love you guys. I will talk with you soon. I'm sorry this has to be short, but I'm running out of time. And go listen to the Elijah Fire interview, because it has a lot of information in there. All right, I think that's about it. Thank you to people that support us and to give. If you want to go on my website and sign up for the Shout, you're going to get hopefully weekly, if not, I'll give you more information, give you updates on where we're going to be and what's going on. So, and I have a couple TV shows and things that are coming up. So, all right, God bless you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.